This video is brought to you by Practical Music Theory for the Rock Guitarist, my new book, which is a comprehensive guide to all aspects of music theory necessary for playing rock guitar. From blues to the cycle of fifths, from understanding and using modes to choosing the right notes for a melodic solo, from pentatonic scales to chord construction and keys. It's all covered in a clear and concise manner. With accompanying video demonstrations, jam tracks and tabs, you'll learn to use the knowledge you gain in accessible ways that make sense for less than the cost of a few guitar lessons. Check out the link in the description for more details. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. There are, I think, certain models of electric guitar which have come to define particular sounds. They are the benchmark against which other makes and model of electric guitar can be judged. For example, we all know what one of these sounds like. Just go and listen to any early Dire Straits album, or go back even further and listen to some Hank Marvin from the early 60s, and you could say lump into that, Ritchie Blackmore, Jimi Hendrix, Rory Gallagher, the list goes on, and all of those recordings, all of those artists have some kind of flavour of the sound of this guitar. Likewise, another guitar which pretty much is one of the benchmarks against which others are judged is one of these, that thick, warm, powerful humbucker tone of a Les Paul. Going back to Fender again, we all know what one of these sounds like. The first time I knowingly heard a Fender Telecaster was back in 1984 when I first heard the intro riff to Bruce Springsteen's Darlington County, and I thought, that is an amazing guitar sound. What's that all about then? And I found out Telecaster, and that was, one of the things that sort of tweaked my interest even back then in Telecaster style guitars. And if we're talking about unique tones that, are defined by a particular brand or model, then we have to include Rickenbacker in that equation, that sort of jingly, jangly, kind of, Beatles, 60s kind of retro vibe, I guess you'd call it, Johnny Marr as well, and plenty of other people. But it's that sort of that kind of Rickenbacker tone. You can't really describe these things in any other way other than referencing what they are. And if you're a fan of electric guitar music, then you will recognise the sounds when you hear them. So there are certain, as I said, makes and model of guitar which are, the benchmarks. But then there are others which, are available at every price point, from bargain basement prices all the way up to really high-end prices, which don't seek to be, a benchmark against which others are judged. Take, for instance, Ibanez, okay? Is that one of the new AZ or AZ? Are you supposed to pronounce it? I'm British, so I'll say AZ. You can see it's derived from sort of strat DNA, but no one ever really says, look, I'm looking for that Ibanez sound. That is a guitar there whose mission statement really is to be versatile, to be a good workhorse that can cover pretty much any situation. And you could say the same of something like this, the Music Man Axis Supersport. Clearly Fender inspired, because wasn't Leo Fender at the birth of the Music Man company, wasn't he involved with them? I'm a bit sketchy on that timeline, but I think he was. But it's a bolt on neck, it's a Fender scale length, but it's twin humbuckers like a Les Paul. And then we could also talk about Suhr guitars. No one really says, the sound I'm trying to go for is that kind of Suhr kind of sound. No, again, this instrument's raison d'etre is to be a versatile guitar built to an exceedingly high standard. And let's go down the price range a little bit and talk about Yamaha Revstar guitars. I had one of these. let me get back in shot. I had one of these a few years ago, and it's clearly an evolution of a sort of Les Paul SG kind of thing, and that's what it's trying to do. It's trying to be a good set neck mahogany twin humbucker guitar. Let's get rid of these here now. Again, no one really says, yeah, the sound I'm looking for is that sort of Yamaha Revstar sound. So there are certain guitars which are, the benchmarks, and then there are others which seem to be, kind of trying to go for a one-size-fits-all versatility kind of vibe. And nobody really minds that. Nobody really criticises an Ibanez or a Yamaha or a Sir or a Music Man for not having their own sound. But there is one brand of guitars which routinely gets criticised for not having its own sound. Paul Reed Smith. I've had this guitar a little while now. This is the cheap one, the PRS SECE Standard 24 Satin. £500, basically the cheapest PRS you can get. And the more I'm playing this guitar, the more I'm really liking it. But in the videos that I've made with this guitar, the critique that people have come out with is that, yeah, I'm not really into PRS guitars. This has always been in the comments section. I'm not really into PRS guitars. They're sterile. They don't have their own vibe about them. Well, no, they don't. We don't talk about the PRS sound. Well, I've never really heard anybody talk about it anyway. We don't talk about the PRS sound. We just accept that I do anyway, that it's even this cheap one here, the build quality and fit and finish on it is exceptional. It's, great build quality, versatile guitar, and it does a lot of things. It really is pretty much the definition of a workhorse guitar. No one criticises Music Man, Sir, Yamaha or Ibanez, but for some reason the PRS brand does get a lot of I think unfair criticism for not having its own sound. I don't care. It's a versatile guitar, and the more I'm playing it, the more I'm liking it. And to demonstrate the versatility, I've done another little demo piece with it. See if you can spot my influences on this one. And as always, there's a full tab for that piece of music in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing it and a jam track to play along with yourself. All of that is up on my Patreon page. There's the address, link in the description. As I'm sure you know by now, $3 or £3 a month gets you access to all of these additional goodies that go along with these YouTube videos, and a massive, massive thank you to everyone who supports me in that, or any of the other ways, all of which are down in the description. As usual there, I was going through various channels on the Blue Guitar Amp 1 clean channel for the clean, funky stuff, and that sort of slightly, you know, kind of George Benson-y, perhaps, Wes Montgomery style lead part using the octaves. Crunchy power chord sort of stuff, that was the vintage channel, and the lead tones were courtesy of the classic channel with the foot switchable boost. And you know, those are sound. The actual that kind of riff on the intro before the band kicks in and everything, that was done on the clean channel as well. So yeah, I mean, let me put it out there. Did that sound like a sterile guitar to you? It certainly doesn't to me. It's just a versatile guitar. You know, I was getting, for that kind of slightly funky rhythm guitar part on what I think of as the verse sections of the tune, it was sounding very stratty. The intro riff was you know, kind of very, very close to, I think, a Telecaster bridge pickup sort of sound. The ballsy, you know, kind of crunchy riffs were, you know, Les Paul through and through, I thought, and so were the lead guitar parts, you know, the kind of solo parts, you know. So it'll do a passable impersonation of many of the, you know, the classic guitar designs. One of those, and one of those specifically, but it doesn't have its own sound. I don't think that makes it a sterile guitar, and I don't think that. I just find it curious, is what I'm saying, that people will level that criticism at a PRS when they wouldn't say it about an Ibanez or a Suhr or anything like that. And that is the video for today, folks. Let me know what you think of this in the comments section below. Do you think Paul Reed Smith guitars are sterile? And if you do, maybe you could, because I'm not trying to kind of expose a double standard here. I'm just, you know, I want to know why some people think Paul Reed Smith guitars are sterile in a way that an Ibanez isn't, or a Suhr isn't. You know, just if you can shed some light on why that is a thing down in the comments, I would be very, very grateful for your input on that. But that's it for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed my little rambling here. Slightly different for the Sunday video, I know, but I just wanted to get this off my chest, and it gave me a chance to throw together that little piece of music with one of my new favourite guitars. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. If you haven't already done so, why not drop me a like while you're at it? And obviously, don't forget the live stream every Friday, 5 PM UK time, where we drink beer and talk about music and guitars and whatever else crops up. It's a fantastic way to kick off the weekend, and I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.